Started off, I thought Tony and the Virginia staff had a good plan coming out. I mean, that's a tough team. I know they're 0-4, but if you look at their games, they've been up on people. Even in their losses, they've been up. I think they were up 14-0. They wound up losing a couple games, and they've been close. They'll win games, and I think he's a really good coach, and I have a ton of respect for him. Certainly, all of our prayers are with Ryan O'Keefe. I have no updates that I can give to you, and that's kind of what I told our players. Ryan just wanted me to tell them to go finish and win the game, and I have not heard anything else. Proud of the way we started slow, which obviously is disappointing, so I need to look at that. But then just replaying the game in my mind, I thought in the second quarter the defense took control. I didn't think it was at halftime. I know we did. We made adjustments in the first quarter, and other than that Hail Mary, which that's a story for another day. We had 266 yards in the second half, and they had 39. So I thought the coaching staff did a good job at halftime. It really started before halftime on the defensive side. After Ryan went down, I think we had the 2 penalties and the 2 turnovers, which were costly because I didn't think they were stopping us at that point either. I didn't think they were going to. But our guys rebounded. I can imagine that it was pretty emotional for a lot of guys when you see it. It was emotional for me, to be honest with you. I've never been in a situation on the field like that. And you kind of had to reset yourself because your mind starts to go in a different way. So, again, praying for Ryan, obviously. We'll give you updates as we get them. We have a resilient team. We really do. Do we need to play better in some areas? Sure. Do I need to coach better in some areas? Sure. We have a resilient group that could have laid it down, and they didn't. Multiple times in the game, I thought they showed that. And I'm proud of them, and I love them. And I'll take your questions.
Is it like the mother of all halftime speeches in there? I mean, you were deflated and down 14.
Yeah, I don't think we were deflated. I thought we had momentum going until the Hail Mary. I really did. I felt it on the sideline, and maybe I'm crazy, but I felt it. And then, I guess the Hail Mary did deflate us. And, no, speeches only go so far. So what you're saying there to get them all fired up to run out of the tunnel, that doesn't last. It's who they are in here and how resilient and how much they trust and believe in their team. And, we made some adjustments. We have to coach at halftime, and I thought we did that. I thought we picked up the tempo on offense. And on defense, like I said, I felt like after the first quarter, I felt very confident in what we were going to do. But we obviously came out and played a way better second half, and that needs to be more consistent.
And you ran the ball very well in the second half, too, and started right off the bat with that first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, we did run the ball, and I wanted to try to run it at the end and run out the clock. It didn't work that way, and I had to kick the field goal at 4th and 2. Even though I like going for it on 4th down, you got to win the game there. And I felt like we put him in enough. I felt confident with Liam. He's kicked field goals pretty good this year, and I've seen him in practice. And I just wanted to take time off the clock because I wanted to, give us
less time.
Yeah, and give us a situation to end the game. Yeah. But I felt our run game. I think we rushed for over 200 yards. Pat rushed for 91. Thomas 82. I thought Broom hit a couple big runs. We had a reverse. I thought we were about a foot away. I think we got tripped up. I thought he would have scored on that. But we ran the ball. I thought our offensive line did a nice job.
Yeah, they did a much better job of controlling the line of scrimmage in that second half.
Yeah.
They got some holes.
And they came out. Virginia came out with a lot of pressure. They were bringing guys off the edge. They were bringing 2 guys in the middle. And I thought we adjusted between the offensive line and the coaches. I thought they did a really good job of adjusting to that. And then we lost Ozzie and Jude. So, again, a resilient group. Guys step up and go into the game who hadn't played. But that's what we got to count on. You got to be ready to play.
Coach, we talked a lot about the defensive line coming into this week. They had a much better day today. Just the pressure you guys brought in and getting home this time. What went into that?
I think they cut it loose, and we stopped. We weren't going to go in this game and try to cage number 11. If number 11 played, we wanted to get after him. And I thought we were a little bit timid calling it early, and then that was it. And we were going to go pressure him and make him uncomfortable. We made it too easy for him early in the game. He didn't feel us, and that was the plan. We wanted to if 11 played, we wanted to make him uncomfortable. And when you start doing that, and you start getting some momentum, and those guys get inspired, they really rushed well today. I don't have the sack numbers on me right now, but I thought the pressure was good. I thought the sacks were good. I thought the pressures we called hit fast and just collapsed the pocket immediately. Even at the end of the game, you could see he was uncomfortable. I thought he was uncomfortable after the second quarter. I mean, they had 39 yards in the second half. So I give the defensive staff credit. I thought they had a really good game plan. And then obviously our players executed it.
Coach, a clean game penalty-wise, what changed in the last few weeks?
Just some things we cleaned up. Procedurally, I thought the quarterback now, we changed the snap count. After the first half of the Florida State game, that's when all those were coming. And now the same quarterback's been in the game and has been playing, and they're used to it. That's really, that's what those are. The disappointing, the penalties after the delay, we kind of came out and we went penalty. That was a little disappointing, so I got to figure out why.
Coach, back-to-back weeks where you guys have started a little slow. How do you look to address that during practice?
No, we look to address it every week. Maybe call it a different way, maybe set up calls that are more aggressive, maybe to get into some tempo. And then our players got to start fast. And that was the whole message to them this week. Each guy needed to not wait around for the next to get them going. I mean, that was my whole message all week. So we'll look at it. And we do need to start better.
Local kid, Max Tucker, who plays at the end. What do you see out of him?
Exactly what I see in practice from him every day, and exactly why I offered him. He's a great story. He was committed to go somewhere else, I think an FCS school, and I went and watched two other guys at CM practice, and that guy practiced so hard, and he has this drive to him, and the way he competed. I went up to the coach, I asked who he was, and I offered him, I think, 2 days before signing day. And then you watch him practice every day. He's relentless. He's tough. He's not scared. He's physical. And the guys love him because of that. And for him to come in and play in his first college game, it doesn't surprise me, though, because that's who he is in practice. It's exactly what he does. It's exactly what I saw a year ago. He's a tough kid. He's gonna be a really good player, and he takes coaching. I mean, I'm so glad that he's here, and I'm very proud of him.
Coach, you mentioned Jude and Ozzie with the offensive line and what they were able to do in general on the line. How much of that versatility is stuff that is just embedded in the line at this point versus, all right, it's when a guy goes down, that there's a guy who has to step in at that particular role? Well,
fortunately, we have guys that played a lot last year. Dwayne started in every game last year, so him going in isn't a big deal, even in a big moment. So we have depth, and I think that's good coaching and guys taking their job serious. That's a close group. I mean, even Drew went down at one point, and he toughed it up, and he went back in. And it's a tough group that's playing really well. We gotta get them healthy. We have one game before a bye, so hopefully we'll get some of those guys back. I just don't have any further info on that.
Jeff, it's kind of an ongoing thing, but just Lewis Bond, when he gets the ball in space, what he can do with it?
Yeah, we say it every week. I think he's one of the best players on our team. We put him back there to return punts to try to give us a spark there. We trust him. He's hard to tackle. He's really strong after the catch. He catches everything. He's a guy you can count on and trust. And I mean, I love that kid. He does everything you ask him to do.
Coach, 2 fumbles in the fourth quarter. What do you say to the team after those turnovers?
I just went up to those guys individually and just let them know we needed them and they needed to hold on to the ball. I mean, that cost us, right? We were driving both times. I think the last time we went across the 50. I mean, I think Pat's run too. He was across the 50. We haven't really fumbled the ball much, especially our backs. But that's no time to start yelling and screaming at a kid. He's got to fix it. And then you tell the offensive guys, make sure they talk to their position coaches. We can't turn the ball over. I mean, we won the game and we were, what was it, 4-1?
Yeah.
Because we had the interception, right?
Right, 2 of them, yeah.
So we can't do that. We haven't been like that. We got to win the turnover battle. So that's disappointing. That's all I said to him. I just was more encouraging than just going to go yell at a kid so he's scared to do it again. I mean, better not do it again, but he knows it. If he cares and he cares about his teammates, he knows he let him down. And I'm sure they're thinking about it right now.
Coach, Elijah's interception, how much of that was him in the coverage? Was that, what did he see pre-snap? What did you see pre-snap? I don't know if you can speak to what he saw pre-snap, but what did you see pre-snap?
I was not looking over there on pre-snap on that play. I was watching. My eyes were over there. I think he had a seam that he just undercut it, and he saw the ball and he made the play. You'd have to ask him more specifically, and I haven't talked to him about it yet, but I think he just undercut a vertical route, and he got to jump on it. So it was a good play. I wasn't staring at that side at that moment.
Coach, on the Hail Mary, what did you see and kind of, I guess, what do you teach at that point? What happened?
Yeah, what happens on every Hail Mary? A guy gets pushed off, which is fine. That's not ever going to be called, so that's not an excuse. We know that's going to happen. You don't ever see an offensive penalty. You want to be chest to chest with a guy. So if I'm covering the receiver and he's going downfield, you don't want to box out like basketball. Because if you box out like basketball, what happens? You get pushed in the back, and then he goes up and takes the ball. You want to be chest to chest with the guy, so then you can go up through his hands and try to make the play. So I'll be very curious to see if we were chest to chest or if we were in a box out position, which is what we talk about every week because we actually go over that. We actually sent pressure on the play too, and he had to step up and make the play. Then there's a jumper who should have violently went up while every single person is accounted for chest to chest. He should have went up and batted the ball down, and that didn't happen. Very hard to simulate in practice because you don't do it live all the time, but disappointing that it did happen. So that's the best explanation I could give you without watching the replay.
Coach is coming on the defense, holding the 3 points after you gave him short fields on the turnovers.
Yeah, resilient. We went down fast. We gave up 39 yards in the second half. I thought the way they strained and laid out and tackled, and there's multiple people around the ball, and the running backs were going backward, which was good to see, and then the pressure on the quarterback. Even a few times when it looked like he was breaking out, we had guys running to the ball and laying out. I thought they played really well. Again, I thought they played well besides the Hail Mary after their first 2 scores.
How do you use this win to build off of it for more success?
You watch the film, you look at what you did good, you look at what you did bad, and you move on and you put everything you have into the next game. I told the team last night that we weren't going to lose this game. I needed the guys to really believe it, and they needed to feel it from me. I told them in the hotel that there was no way we weren't going to be standing on the 20-yard line or 10-yard line singing at the end. It wasn't going to happen. They just refused to lose this game, and that has to be our mentality. We got to get better. We have to clean some things up, but we found a way to win. I don't care how it looks. We got to go do the same thing next week. That group right now, they also need to feel some success because they're getting beat up and punches thrown at them left and right from all over the place. And believe it or not, some of these kids probably have a tough time with that at times, right? So good, get your success. Now we can get them in here and show them what they need to do better and what they did well. And then you move on. And then we go play Army and we give them everything that we have. And then we can take a deep breath and have a bye week and try to get some guys healthy.
Good.
And also,
All right, thanks, guys.